Why Branson? Why not Albany, New York? Why not any metropolitan area? I think the answer, my favorite analogy is it's like a chocolate layer cake. A layer cake, a good layer cake has more layers of chocolate in it than you can possibly imagine. And many areas of the country start out the same way that the Branson area did. God created some beautiful scenery here, lakes, clear water, wooded hills, but He's done that throughout the earth, and certainly in many, many places throughout the United States. But we start with that, and then you build on that. In 1894 was the start of the travel industry here, specifically when William Henry Lynch bought Marvel Cave and opened it as a tourist attraction. The book Shepherd of the Hills, published in 1913, was a bestseller for 7 years. New York Times bestseller list for 7 years. Very popular book, and people would come down here and see where old Matt lived and see where Sammy Lane lived. And that may sound a little bit old-fashioned and trite today, but in 1913, big business. (1913) also was the year that the first man-made lake west of the Mississippi was built. Kind of a unique feature. It's called Lake Taneycomo. And it was, people came from miles around to see such a thing. We came down as a family in 1950 and started with a hole in the ground. We started with Marble Cave. In 1955-56, the Corps of Engineers started Table Rock Dam, and they finished the dam in 1959, closed it, and in the winter of 59 and the spring of 60, it would have been a horrendous flood. I can't even think what Branson would have looked like, but the lake filled, Table Rock Lake filled. These are all layers in this cake that I'm describing to you that uniquely identified this area from another area 50 miles. Bull Shoals Lake is less than 50 miles south and east of here. Beautiful country, clear water, big lake, bigger lake than Table Rock Lake. But all of the other layers in the cake weren't there. In 1960, we started Silver Dollar City. And you know, we really started Silver Dollar City as something to do for visitors before they went into the cave or after they came out of the cave. And we quickly discovered there was a lot more interest in going to a Silver Dollar City than there was in going through a hole in the ground. So we said, we think we'll be in the Silver Dollar City business. That was 1960, and that year we had at Silver Dollar City about 120,000 visitors, give or take a few. We weren't quite as refined as we are now. We didn't count them. We just sort of guessed at them as to how many folks we had coming in to see and enjoy. That was really the genesis. That's where things got started clear back in the early 60s, and it's grown from there.
Downtown Branson has a very big connection to the history of the country music industry, from the perspective that the Baldnobbers began their activity downtown. In fact, at the old theater, which is on South Commercial Street here downtown, several of them would come and entertain before or after shows, before or after movies, and picked and grinned and that sort of thing. Well, people enjoyed that, and they went to the lower level of the city hall, set up folding chairs, and would sell tickets for 50 cents or something along in there and come and play music. People enjoyed that, so they moved down to the old skating rink.
We had an old skating rink building down there, and we had old folding chairs. It was really pretty neat, you know. We thought it was really something else at the time. Country music down here has really come a long ways. It really has. Of course, we had our fun at our old hillbilly style, you know, and we still use some of the hillbilly jokes and stuff on stage, but it's not really, you know, hillbilly music like it used to be.
Well, here I am, Ozark Mountain Country, USA. Here I am, on a jamboree. Clap your hands and sing. Here I am in the heart of it all, and I'm proud to be on the Baldnobbers Hillbilly Jamboree.
By then, the Presleys had built their theater on West 76, right out in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of a cow pasture, with a road running by it that was not a real good road. So they went out and built their theater, their little theater out there, and country music was born in Branson.
Take me back to the country where the eagles fly, the treetops touch the sky. Take me back to the country.
Well, our family built the first music show on Highway 76 back in 1967. We came out here, the family was doing shows. I was not performing yet, but the family was doing shows in caves around the area. One over at Kimberling City, which is about 10 miles from here, and one in Springfield, Missouri. And they saw the opportunity, they were playing the shows at Kimberling City to tourists there, and they saw the opportunity as traffic was building up on Highway 76, even at that point a little bit. Silver Dollar City was open, Shepherd of the Hills, and Table Rock Dam. So this was the flow of traffic had to come by the point where we picked here. And they built a small metal building, put it up with 363 folding chairs with the thought that hopefully it would work, but if it didn't, we'd put a boat storage in there. And it worked. It's been going ever since.
Presleys Band Music Jubilee.
I'd hear talk about Branson from people, you know, that said, but I'd never been here. I felt like I was the only one in the world that had not been to Branson. So in 1982, a mutual friend said that they were getting ready to build a theater. A friend of his was getting ready to build a theater in Branson and would like to call it the Roy Clark Celebrity Theater. So it got my attention. I came over and we talked about it. He told me how many cars, the numbers of cars that pass this location every day, every hour. And I figured, well, if that many cars come by, we put up a big enough sign, some of them may turn in. So we built in '82 and opened in '83. And we were the first celebrity theater, meaning that we booked in nationally known talent when I was not here. And I was, in fact, only here about 36 days a season in the first several years. And we booked in Mel Tillis, Boxcar Willie, Mickey Gilley, Glenn Campbell, Louise Mandrell, Ray Stevens, and they all came in, took a look around and said, why am I working for Roy? I'll build a theater of my own. Music in Branson is almost a byproduct. I think the two main ingredients that made Branson successful is the people and the countryside. The countryside is absolutely gorgeous, and the people are absolutely gorgeous. They are sincere. They don't get tired of being nice because it is part of their inheritance. That's the way they are. I think those two ingredients brought people here as far back as the turn of the century.
The community in Branson is not like any place that I've been involved with or lived in. It's very, very warm, very honest, very scary because it's so honest and so supportive. You know, I really didn't know how to trust people when I first came. I thought I was a very trusting person until I came here, and everyone was very wanting to help, wanted to tell me where to take my dry cleaning, where to go shopping. They wanted to babysit the kids. They were saying, oh, advertise in these magazines. This is a great theater to be involved in. And I always was kind of standing back, a little reluctant in some of their advice and help. But then I realized everyone is very genuine about it. If they say it, they mean it. If they offer something, they really, truly are doing that from their inside heart, not just, what can I get from you today?
The culture of the community has been over, because of the long history we have with the travel industry, the culture of the community has been one of friendliness and welcoming. Many small towns, for whatever their reason, will be rather cool, if not downright cold, to a visitor coming in. The culture of Branson has for years and years and years and years been one of saying, we're glad to see you.
I feel safe here. I don't feel crime is an issue here. I don't think that things that parents need to worry about, the drugs or the guns or things like that that cosmopolitan cities are now overwhelmed with, that's not, maybe because I have a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old, and a 1-year-old with a gun would be kind of weird, but so I might not be facing those issues yet, but I feel just better.
I think Branson's a good place to raise a family. I think you've got the right types of things here. The schools are good here, good for getting out and hunting and fishing and camping and those kinds of things. My kids are all campers and fishers and hunters. From that standpoint, the economy is great here. You can get a good job here. The business continues to grow and grow and grow, and there seems to be no end in sight. So I just think it's a good place to raise families.
I've brought people from all over the United States, all over the world actually, experts in different areas of television. I've brought them here and made them a part of Americana, and it's wonderful. It's wonderful being in the Ozarks and being surrounded by the beauty, the nature, and the sparkling rivers and lakes and all the visual aids that television networks like ours need to exist. It's right here at our back door. I can go off down in a holler and I can sit on the front porch and talk to a great old lady who hand makes violins, and talk to her about stories about it. I can go down and get a storyteller telling one of the old stories, the historical stories of the area, you know. Or I can go over to the Grand Palace and catch Vince Gill there in concert, you know. So you have such a variety of things happening in this area. What a perfect place for a network like Americana to be headquartered.
When I use the term Branson, I'm talking about the entire area. People don't stop getting friendly the minute you get outside of Branson. That's the neat part about it. They're friendly everywhere down here. And if I had to, if I was in a contest to put up friendly and my three opportunities to check off as to which one gets first, New York, LA, or Branson, that's no contest.
That's why so many people are moving here, for the quality of life that Branson offers. It's really, it's unique in that situation, because you have all these things available to you, and then you still have the wonderful clean air and friendly people around. Everybody still, you meet them on the street, they speak, you know most of your neighbors around. It's a unique community in that sort.
There's a lake, there's fishing, there's hunting, there's camping, there's horseback riding, anything you want to do on that side of it, outside the theater stuff, all around here. You can go forever, skiing. My kids were into that, of course. If you want to be here to see shows, you can see shows all day long and get your fill of it, or hopefully not your fill of it. But if you want to just go out and eat some fine dining, I mean, there are some restaurants that have opened up here that are just awesome. I can't believe some of the dining that's going on around here. Golfing, miniature golf and bowling, driving those little carts. I mean, you can't get bored unless you really just want to say, I want to get bored. There's a lot of stuff to do here.
I don't think I've really experienced a third of what is really here. Just from the entertainment side of view, I've only seen maybe, I don't know, 10% of really what's here. And the things for our kids, I've only experienced a small portion of what's here. And Natasha's always saying, let's go do the bumper boats. I want to go to Silver Dollar City. I want to go see the Osmonds show. They sing. So it's just, there's so much here. I'm not tired of it at all.
The beauty of this area is that variety, that you can choose any number of activities to make up a vacation, whether it's a getaway for a seniors couple or whether it's a getaway for the family with kids, or if it's strictly a music extravaganza.
Thank you very, very much.
that you guys have a good time tonight.
Thank you, everybody. I had a great time. Thank you.
And I said to myself, what a country, all right.
We have people that have been to our show 15, 20, 30 times. A lot of people that have come over 5 or 10 times. And they just come back and say, remember me, I was here a couple of months ago and I brought my friend Joe back, and you know, and a lot of people bring their children to our show and and to all these other shows too. So it's nice to work in an area where just about every show in town, people can bring their children and sit beside them and watch the show and feel good about it. You can't hardly do that watching television anymore.
Those same fans that grew up with us, they come. You probably saw a lot from France and England here that were here tonight. We have a chance after the show to walk out, shake their hands, talk to them, and it's still that craziness, but we have a chance to sort of laugh with them and talk to them and share some of those good old times together.
The tour bus is a real important business to us there. We've built through the years a strong base of customers in the tour bus business. One of the things that we started, we call it Bransonizing, but we've done all through the years is sign autographs at the intermission, but we took it one step farther. When the tours come to our show, we go out on the buses after the show, talk to all the people, and invite them back to see us. And we've been doing that for almost 20 years. A lot of the shows do that, and I don't think they probably realize where they originated, but that was our way to get the people to hopefully come back and see us again. And it's worked. We've been very successful at that.
Tour buses always go where their customers want to go and where their customers want to go back. They very, very seldom do they send empty buses around just for the heck of it.
It's what they consider the hot destination in the industry. And it's been that way for a year, and based on our experience in the last few months in national motor coach industry meetings, that's not going to change. It's going to continue to be the hot destination for some time to come. And a lot of that is because of the aggressive way in which Branson businesses market themselves in that industry.
Bye-bye. Enjoy Roy Clark. Oh, mention my name at the Roy Clark's, you get better seats.
Awful lot of our tourists that come on tour buses. In fact, that has become a phenomenal business now. And it's a godsend to a lot of people who don't like to drive great distances. They can, in fact, they have conventions and meetings. There's one going on right now that every theater and every business in Branson sends representatives to and offer package deals. Motels and restaurants and theaters go and they offer package deals to the different tours, and people come from all over the country. They can sit back and relax and sign up, and everything is taken care of. Their motels, their meals, and their entertainment. So that's a very big business now.
I think that this town depends on the bus traffic. We're the #1 bus destination in America. There are more buses come to Branson, Missouri than any other spot on the face of the earth.
Here's a love song, friends. This is a beautiful story about a young lady with a magnetic personality who falls in love with a fellow with a steel plate in his head. It's called Stuck on You. Well, the first time I met Dixie was in a parking lot in Branson. I was sitting in my pickup all alone. She walked out of the Walmart, took one look at my truck, and asked me if I'd like to take her home. She said she had a new place. We went to her old place 'cause she said there's something she forgot to do. One hug and one kiss later, she unplugged her refrigerator. That's when I knew I was helping Dixie move. Oh, friends, we got the Wild Bunch in here. We're going to have a good time tonight. I got a good feeling about this.
there are now a lot more ways of getting around Branson than there used to be. It used to be you were either in your own vehicle or on a motor coach. Now there are various shuttle services, the trolley service that's available. We have, of course, the helicopter tours of Branson. We have an excursion train that doesn't actually bring people into Branson, but it creates excursion opportunities both to the north and south out of Branson. There's a lot more activity on the lakes opening up. We've had the paddle wheel boats on Lake Taneycomo. This year there will be a dinner boat added on Table Rock Lake. A lot of new means of transportation in and around Branson.
Well, what people can see when they come downtown now is a very thriving historic central business district, a marvelous shopping district, tree-lined, brick-paved streets with nostalgic vintage street lamps, and in the summer, the colorful blossoms of baskets hanging off the street lamps, and then the winter stars and garland and twinkle lights all up and down the streets. Beautiful scenery outside, wonderful shops, lots of different experiences, all the way from fine art to the old-time five and dime to the old-time mercantile to more traditional shopping that you would want to see. Cafes, fine restaurants, Greek dining on Lake Taneycomo, the jewel of Lake Taneycomo, those sorts of experiences, all the way to a sandwich shop or an ice cream parlor. We have an old-time ice cream parlor here.
My wife, who moved from Utah, is really picky about her shopping, and when she first got here she wasn't sure, but until these last few shops have opened up and this new big mart that's opening up down the street, you're going to have better shopping in Branson than you're going to have in Hollywood.
Some of the finest fishing in the world exists in these Ozark Hills. I mean, such a wide variety of fishing. Have great crappie fishing in the spring and fall. Have some fine bass fishing on the lakes, Table Rock and all the lakes around here. The trout fishing is exceptional. This is a place that people come. They sneak in here hoping nobody else, hoping that it kind of keep it quiet. This is absolutely some of the finest trout fishing in the world. It's been proven. That old White River that they dammed up to make all these lakes holds some of the finest trout in the world, and I love it. And the people that come here could care. There's a lot of people come here for the fishing that could care less who's here playing music. They come to get those fish, and they're very seldom disappointed.
The climate of Branson is really nice because you do get all 4 seasons. You get a definite spring, you get a definite summer, a fall, and a winter. We get our little bit of snow, just enough to make us feel like it's winter around here, but you get that change, but it's not drastic. So you get that sense of change enough to keep it exciting.
Yakov and I were driving into work the other day, and we were kind of laughing because all of these leaves were just like flurrying around the car, And he says, you know, this isn't anything like LA where the palm trees come down and hit your car and you're mad. Here you don't mind, it's all the flurry and it's just kind of whimsical. In the winter it's cold and you put a sweater on and you mean it. It's not a fashion statement like in LA. And the summers are great. And there's so much to do. There's water sports. We live on the lake and we actually went swimming as a family. All four of us out there bobbing around and it's great. I love it.
In the spring, it's things in the Ozarks are just coming alive. You know, everything is budding out. The trees are turning green. The flowers are starting to bloom, and people are getting spring fever, and they want to come out and witness this beautiful countryside. And then in the middle part of the year, June and July, August, like I said, you have a lot of the younger people who come for family get-togethers and family outings. A lot of family reunions in this area. We have a lot of beautiful parks, a lot of pavilions that they'll come in and book at no charge from the State Tourist Bureau, and they'll have family reunions here. And then the fall of the year, this has always been, this area here is the place to go to see the beautiful autumn leaves turn and in that part of the year. And now a big thing in the last 5 or 6 years is Ozark Mountain Christmas, which has become a very big part of this whole community. In fact, I don't know of any other place anywhere that participates like Ozark Mountain Christmas. It's almost mandatory that you be jolly and go ho, 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 and put lights and decorations up. So when you come here, it's like a fairyland.
Primarily the Festival of Lights, which is an area festival including Springfield, Kimberling City, Branson, and all the communities in between, with major lighting displays and a lot of smaller lighting displays. No matter where you drive in this area, you're surrounded by Christmas lights. You have a feeling that you're in the heart of Christmas activities.
It's such a special time here. The Ozarks are beautiful with all the lights, and you just kind of got to be here and get into the feel of what's going on with it.
Branson, to me, has opened up a new horizon in our life. It's kind of brought me back to my childhood. I grew up in a smaller town, a safer place to be where you could run down to the little store and buy your ice cream cone. You can do that here. You're not worried about people stealing your kids or looking at them strangely or doing something. That's very safe. It's very, it's a natural place for us to be right now. It feels very good for me. It brings back a lot of nostalgic memories, and so I'm glad to kind of bring Yakov into that feeling that this is what America is about.
I think Branson is a tribute to native ingenuity. The entire Ozarks experience was created from people who wanted to do it themselves, people who came to these hills and hollers and isolated themselves, made their own tools, forged their own, anything they needed, they had to make it with their hands because there was not a store close by. Very independent, spirited people. And that is what the mystique of the Ozarks started with this fierce, independent spirit. And that fierce, independent spirit has led on to the great arts and crafts that we have in the area. It's led to the music, because music was a very vital part of these isolated people's lives, because they had to entertain themselves. I don't care how isolated you get, you're still going to have entertainment. So they carried, they carried their music and their arts and craft into a real industry that has turned into an explosion. But that independent spirit is still here, alive and well in Branson, Missouri.
There's almost a nostalgic feeling about this place to me. It's like going back to the town you lost. There's my friend Judge Strunk, who passed away, wrote these lines. He wrote, it said, "Where is the town I used to know? Oh, what I'd give for a friendly hello." And I think that a lot of us lost a town. We grew up and the world got dangerous and we have to look over our shoulder. Nobody wants to get mugged or hurt. We're bombarded on television by one piece of bad news after another. All of a sudden, we find a life raft in the storm named Branson. And you can go there and play with your children. And my boy will take a couple of bucks and run down the street a few blocks from here and play the game machines down at the video place and come back and hang out. And it's like it used to be when I was a boy. So that's part of the attraction for me, is that I feel safe and I feel like I've stepped back into another time almost.
Branson, to the visitor coming here, is every man's dream of what a vacation should be, combining fun and entertainment with the ability to truly relax and to drive less than 5 or 10 miles in almost any compass direction and be in the middle of the woods if they choose to, or be on a lake if they choose to. It is that rare combination found almost nowhere else in this nation.
I'd say Branson is a unique place that has a special feeling about it that you won't find. It's kind of going back to America of years past, and people like what they're finding. They're going back to that traditional values, and I think Branson offers that more than any place else that I know of.
In Branson, there's a whole lot of people magic going on. There's a lot of very exciting things happen, a lot of people magic, but more than that, I think it's overseen by, because he created this region here, and I mean no disrespect by this at all, but the term I like to call, and my children understand, is God magic. This is Branson. You feel it when you get here. When you come down those mountains from Springfield or up from Little Rock or whatever, and you hit the mountains, you said, I have something really significant. I'm experiencing God magic. That's Branson.